Hello, and welcome to the Lotus Riché Ignite Show. I am so happy to have you here. I'm your show host, Dr. Lotus Riché, and you have reached the amazing time of your life because you've reached the Ignite Show, and we're here tonight to help ignite you with a person who's real and relatable. And we're going to talk about some real topics tonight that I'm confident that you, your family, and your friends can relate to. As we come on together tonight, I want to ask you this question. How do you give? Many of you are parents, you have children. Some of you may not have biological children, but you still have children. Some of these children may be in the form of children you've adopted. They may be your nieces, your nephews, sometimes even your brothers and sisters. And sometimes are your parents, because you have to take care of them in their older years. And you know, a lot of times we hear this cliche that says, to whom much is given, much is required. Well, tonight I have a phenomenal guest who continues to give and give and give. And tonight we want to give her the opportunity to meet you. And I challenge you to share this broadcast. So I want you to come on in and get in where you fit in. Why? Because I always got room around my table for you and your frenemies. Go tell your friends, go tell your foes, and let somebody know that it's time to ignite and take flight in every area of your life. And so when you come in, please let us know where you're streaming in from. We want to know what country you're in. We want to know what city and state you're in so we can shout you out. And go ahead and click on that link if you see it comes up so we can show who's joining the show right here on StreamYard. Special shout out to StreamYard. No, they didn't tell me to say it. They didn't pay me to say it. But I'm sending that shout out to all the StreamYard users as well. So as we get this show on the road, let me tell you a bit about our upcoming guest tonight. Oh my goodness. We are talking about a heart that keeps on giving tonight. We're going to talk about that. And I want you to tag somebody right now. When you tag somebody, go ahead, put their name in the chat. Let us know who you tagged and so we can call them out. So let me tell you a bit about our guest. She hails all the way from North Carolina. She's the founder, director, and CEO at Mother Dreamer Movement Talk Show. No, she's not. Yes, she is. Wait a minute. I didn't know that about this next guest. Woo-wee, that's some secret sauce. I told you, don't get lost in the secret sauce. Take your biscuit and sop it on up. Tastes good, don't it? Now, let me tell you what else I know about her. She is the host at the Balanced Doctor show. Right. The Kim Jacobs Show. I didn't want to say her name because I know y'all doing flips in your seats right now. That's right. I got Kim Jacobs in the house. Y'all know she's backed by Les Brown for some of her training programs. Oh, don't tell her I told you that, right? But she is the Balanced Doctor. She helps families and friends of families and people like you and me find balance in their lives and in their businesses every day. And she's the founder and director and CEO at Gabe's Heart Foundation. Not only is she doing that, but she's the managing director at Women Network. And she's the show host of the world famous, incredible Kim Jacobs Show. So put some L's in the comments before she come in. Don't tell her I told you. And go ahead and share this with a friend, because the next voice I hear coming in is going to be my friend and your friend, Kim Jacobs, because she's here to help us all win. I'll be right back. The new season of Lotus Riché Ignite Show, bringing you realness, authenticity, and unparalleled wisdom from top leaders, business professionals, pioneers, and everyday people. Thank you for joining us. Have a great time during the show. From North Carolina, the amazing show host of the Kim Jacobs Show. She is an author, she's a trainer, and she is a devoted mother and friend to many that help people balance their business and balance their life. Please welcome the Balance Dr, Kim Jacobs.
Woo! Sit back and hold tight, because it's time to ignite and take flight.
Welcome, Kim Jacobs.
Wow. That is an amazing introduction. Amazing.
Thank you. Wow. Hi, Kim. How are you?
Dr. Lotus, you know what? I'm so honored to be here in your presence. And, I know you always talk so highly of everyone else, but I just want to take a moment and say thank you for everything that you bring to this world, to the universe, to make it a better. You are amazing. You're an amazing individual. You're always giving. And so I just want to say thank you. I'm honored to be here today on your platform.
Thank you, Kim. And I'm so honored to have you. You are super amazing. And wow, my little toes is tingling. Like Les Brown say, his mama make that sweet potato bread pie that make his toes curl. That's what's happening today. And so, Kim, again, welcome to the show. And tonight we are going to have a wonderful conversation with folks all around the world. And guests, as you come in, please let us know where you're streaming in from. Please tag and share, because tonight we're going to be talking about a heart that keeps on giving. Because, Kim, it's without question, you have a heart that keeps on giving. I've seen you do so many things for so many people, not just here in the United States, but globally. And so it made me wonder, how do you do it? How do you keep on going? So I've shared with our audience a little bit about you. Would you please tell our audience a bit more about you? And then let's get into this, a heart that keeps on giving. Kim?
All right. Well, thank you for having me again. And when I think about who I am, I'm a child of God, and that's my highest priority, is being able to be an ambassador that represents Christ in my life. So that's the number one component of my life. And then I'm also a daughter, which I'm honored to have my mom still here on this earth, and my dad transitioned, but the daughter piece, and being able to be a mom of 5. So a mom of 5 children is a tremendous blessing and a gift from God. And I'm just I'm a mom of a dog. So I'm a lot of different hats. And then I also have my own show, the Kim Jacobs Show, and I teach people how to start their own shows from scratch as well. So lots of hats.
Fantastic. So I'm gonna tell you, we're very transparent on the Ignite Show and on the Kim Jacobs Show. So I was typing in the chat, Kim loves God, and she's a true reflection of God. And so, without a doubt, Kim, you are that. And I think that's one of the primary reasons why you do have a heart that keeps on giving.
Thank you so much. But
and your giving helps people to keep on living. So, Kim, I wanted to get right into it, because you give a lot and I give a lot. And we've had conversations, off screen, off stage. And one of the primary things we often talk about is prioritizing our own well-being in our personal lives and also in our business life. So can you share with us, how do you prioritize your well-being?
That's a great question. And prioritizing my well-being is from the philosophy that I believe that God has my best intentions at heart. And so for me, I want to always make sure that I put myself in some regard on my own schedule when we're talking from a natural, practical perspective. If I don't schedule my own self, it's not a priority. So I actually schedule time to do things that I need to do, whether it's taking a nap, because sometimes I'm just straight tired. It's like, you know what? Enough is enough.
Yes.
The whole world can't just come crushing down in an hour. So I'm going to take a nap and do what I need to do to refresh myself and revitalize myself to be ready. So I put myself on my own calendar and make sure that I take care of what's needed for me in order to be the best that I can be for somebody else.
I love it. And so I want to invite all of you, please take notes. I always say note takers are money makers, and money makers are note takers, but you can't make no money if you don't take no notes, because if you don't have those notes, you cannot apply them to your life. So please take notes, because the doctor is in the house, and she is going to be dropping some serious prescriptions that's going to help you take care of your well-being and take care of you, because you're what matters. Because many of us has a heart that keeps giving. So thank you for sharing that. So I want to flip something here, because you talked about you, but you're also a mother, okay? And you said that you're a mother and you're a daughter of one of my favorite people on the planet, okay? Miss Bradley is my Bradley. I absolutely love you. You know, you're one of my most favorite people. Did I say my most favorite people, Miss Ellis Bradley? Oh, I forgot. We okay. Anyway, so anyway,
my mom definitely is a dream come true mom. That's for sure.
I know that's right. So how do you maintain the well-being of, because you are a daughter, help your mother maintain being and help your children maintain their well-being?
So what I do, and these are personal things that I do, so hopefully you can take the nuggets and, you know, eat the meat, spit out the bone and stuff. But I actually have family meetings with my children. And because my children are 15 up to 26, we will get together and formally have a meeting where we talk about resources and things that maybe each of us have learned from throughout the week and how we can apply it individually by just sharing it with each other. So we learn a lot from each other. My mom is typically a part of that if she's here in town with us, and we go around the table and each of us share goals, ideas, resources, the page numbers, and things that will help the family be able to have a better outcome for maybe the next week or month. And so that's one of the ways that I do it. We also have time where we have like family date nights, and that's where we'll go bowling, we'll go to a movie, we'll just do some things that are just we're gonna just unwind for a minute. It doesn't have to always be so starchy and professional and everything, but what are we doing to make sure that we're building memories and lasting legacy as a family unit? So those are some of the things that I do. And I want to share a couple of tips for the people too on things that they can do to prioritize whenever you're wanting me to do that.
I'm ready for you to do it. Go on with it.
Okay. So when you all are at home looking to be able to prioritize, I wrote a book called Extreme Balance Makeover. And that book is on kimjacobshow.com. And that's like a compilation of the NBC things that I used to teach when I would go there weekly and be their balance expert. But what I would say is making sure you assess where you're currently maybe wasting some of your time, because it's best to look at where am I spending my time every single day and where am I wasting my time so that I can replace that with something that would be more intentional and more meaningful. So prioritizing to maximize the outcome of your life is very important.
I like that. So distributing your time is critical. Mr. Robert Kiyosaki talked about how people trade dollars for time. Mm-hmm. So making sure that you're assessing where you're distributing your time is a critical key to being productive. Not busy, folks, not busy, productive. And prioritizing is great key. So Kim, I want to just go back really quick. Folks, please take notes. Have some family meetings. Make sure you have a date night, because our family, that's what we did. We would get around the dining room table. When my parents were alive, we would get around the dining room table. We would have our discussions. Most all of our meals we ate at the dining room table. Okay. We had family night where we went roller skating, and I got to watch my father flip over the top bar and land on his back with his feet up in the air, and the roller skate still spinning, right? Right. Times, you know, we did things together that we really enjoyed, even going out for dinner. So make sure you're making time for your family. And then also you said the book, Extreme Balance Makeover. You definitely want to get that book. This is one of Kim's premier books, and so many people have changed their lives by getting this book. And we're going to circle back around to this later, because we want you to go ahead and order your book. So Kim, while the show is going, tell them where they can get this book like ASAP.
It's right on kimjacobshow.com. It's a Shopify store there, and you can get the book there. And it's
All
a compilation. It's a compilation of the tips that I shared when I was on NBC, being the balance makeover expert person, going out into the community, doing like the super nanny kind of stuff, where you assess the situation. And I pulled them all together in a book.
I love it. I love it. So go ahead and put that in the chat, somebody. KimJacobsShow.com. KimJacobsShow.com. KimJacobsShow.com, and get your book, Extreme Balance Makeover. Go ahead and get it now. And those of you that get that book now, I'm going to send you one of my books, Harnessing Your Thoughts, Take the Reins, Control Your Life, and Win, because my good friend is the forward in that book, none other than Kim Jacobs. So Kim, let's talk about, we're talking about really giving, okay? And we give and we give and we give and we give. But you have been able to set some real achievable goals. Mm-hmm. How do you set real achievable goals for yourself, for your business, and for your family? I gotta imagine that it's gotta be tough. And you spend a lot of late nights and early mornings. So let's talk about that. Setting real achievable goals. How do you do it?
For me, Dr. Lotus, I always look at the big picture of the goal first, and then do almost like a reverse engineering situation. So what is the overarching goal that I'm looking to accomplish? And then what is it that I need to do to implement certain strategies that will help me reach those goals? Then I backpedal some more and say, okay, what are the day-to-day task that I need to do every single day in order for that overarching goal to really become a reality? So I compartmentalize those things and put very measurable outcomes to them by, I don't know how to word it. It's like being able to have that visual, seeing it, and then having ownership of it, that the only way it's going to happen, if it's is like Robert Schuller said, if it's to be, it's going to be up to me. So you have to start executing some of these things and getting people around you that share in the vision on what it is that you like to accomplish. So writing that vision, making it plain, and taking the baby steps that's needed to ultimately get to the big goal that you've set in place.
You giving some gems, Kim. You giving some gems. If you think she's giving some gems, go ahead and put a 10 in the comment, because being able to write it down and make it plain, okay, that's, you got to do it so that you can understand and identify where you're headed, what you have in your arsenal to help you achieve it, okay? And then you said you got to write down what you got to do each day to get those tasks accomplished. Absolutely love it, because you start off with a plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So if you don't have anything in pocket, I don't know how that's going to work out for you. And then what you said, and I really like this a lot as well, get connected to people, but not just people, the right people. The people that's going to bring your energy level up, the people that's going to be there for you when maybe you're feeling down. And Angie says SMART goals, and you must be intentional. I love that. I love that. And so Kim, I want to say this to you, because we get a lot of response from folks, and folks, I see you there, and I want to acknowledge all of you. So I like all of you to go ahead and put a 12 in the chat. We're gonna take a quick break and we're gonna come back, and I want to call your name out. I want to know where you're coming in from and all that. So Kim, when people say that they're being intentional, or that they want to be intentional, I'll say that, but they don't know how. You've told us we need to write those things down. We need to get around people every day that are like-minded. We need to make sure that we're setting our intention, the night before or the day of?
Well, for me, I actually said it the night before, but then obviously some things can change, because I'm subject to my Lord and Savior, trying to make sure that I do what I believe he's putting my heart to do. But I intentionally put specific goals every day. And what I do is I work within the time frame of my highest energy level. So for me, I officially put the top 3 things or 4 things or 5, whatever it is that works for you. But for me, it's usually these 3 categories. I have to get something done in these 3 areas. And when I do that, some things that's below that I still have listed, they may have to get carried over because I didn't get a chance to get everything accomplished that day. So my list may be plentiful, but at the end of the day, I have to make some decisions that these are the 3 that must be done no matter how you slice it. I have to get these done. And then the rest can be carried over. And sometimes even on the next day, Dr. Lotus, doesn't mean that they're going to get done that day because the priority might be something else higher.
Exactly. I like that. And so here's what I want to ask you all around the world. What is your highest energy time of the day? I want you to think about that. If you don't know what that is, pause for a moment, because it's time for you to ignite and take flight in every area of your life and get in balance. Because I got while you taking a few seconds to write that down, I'm gonna give you 30 seconds. And we're going to go ahead and thank one of our sponsors.
Hi,
we'll be right back.
Did you know that over 35 million Americans have type 2 diabetes that can lead to cardiovascular and kidney disease? And it doesn't have to be that way. Unfortunately, I've been there, but I decided to discover my ultimate health, and I reversed fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, mixed connective tissue disorders, and fluctuating blood sugar levels, and I let go of over 70 pounds. I got my life back, and so can you. I am Phyllis Weaver, pharmacist for over 30 years, founder and CEO of Discover Ultimate Health LLC. I am your ultimate transformational health specialist. The time is now for you to discover your ultimate health. Contact me today at the number below.
All right. Thank you to our sponsors. We absolutely love you. Ultimate Health. If you're trying to achieve ultimate health, you need to see none other than Coach Phyllis Ann Weaver. She will help guide you to ultimate health, and make sure you get her book, 365. What does that mean? She's going to give you over 365 ways to turn around your diabetes. So we're back at it again. Dr. Lotus Riché here at the Ignite Show, and I got the incredibly famous and amazingly beautiful, she's beautiful inside, beautiful outside, the Balance Doctor, helping you keep your life in balance, Miss Kim Jacobs. So Kim, we have had an opportunity to talk to our audience around the world, and you've given us some great tips and suggestions. And yet, one of the most profound things you've asked us through sharing what you shared is what is our highest energy time? Because let's face it, many people don't know what their highest time of the day is. How did you find that out?
I found it out when I wasn't sleepy at that time enough to be able to get something done. So I look at when I first get up, what I'm doing. I know I'm praying and I'm getting just some basic necessities taken care of in my life. Then I start taking care of what's still needed for my teenage daughter. And then I start focusing on my business and what has to be done. So for me, it was just determining that from this block of time, which is, for me, it's like late morning and going into the latter part of the early evening. After that, it's like, okay, Kim, all of this stuff that I do at night when I'm teaching people how to start their own talk shows from scratch, I'm like, I need to book that at like 7 or something, because by 8, 9 o'clock, I'm ready to kind of wind down a little bit. So I've learned.
I know that's right. I know that's right. So I want to ask our viewers, if you have not shared, when is your best time? And we're going to go ahead and look at some of the folks. We have Angie. Thank you for being here. She's there from Washington, D.C. And for those of you that might just be joining us, or even our newcomers, or those of you that's hitting the replay, we want to welcome you to the show. I've got the fabulous Kim Jacobs here tonight from the Kim Jacobs Show. And we see you, Shirley Evans. She said hello, coming in from Philadelphia. We're so happy to have you here. Yes, that's right. Let us know where you're streaming in from. We want to know. Okay, and please share with your friends and family. And we have Dr. Yamaja Jubilee. She's coming in from Richmond, Virginia. And we have Elizabeth Ferdinand coming in from Newark, New Jersey. And of course, Kim, I got to tell you, I got to let some out. I asked the folks before you come in the house to send you some love. And so we got several loves, some L's in the house for you. And then Dr. Yamaja says she practices generosity of the high. Yes, Kim does. Yes, she does. Here again, Kim is here and she's still working. She said excited to be a guest on the Lotus Riché Ignite show. She is helping us harness our greatness. Yes, so are you. And so, of course, we've got some applause. And Kim practices generosity of the high heart. Yes, she does. Oh, I guess she was talking about me earlier. Thank you, Dr. Yamaja. Yes, Dr. Lotus is an amazing person. Thank you so much. And we've got UK. Miss Ola is in the house from UK. Good morning and good evening. Thank you for being here. Both Dr. Lotus and Kim are awesome. Oh, we thank you.
So are you, Angie?
And our amazing mom, Miss Ella Spradley's in the house. She says, Ella Spradley's here watching the show tonight. I am all the way from 757 area, Virginia.
That's my mommy.
Exactly. That's her mom. And Elizabeth Ferdinand said, exactly, you must make time for yourself.
That's right.
Kim, why is that one of the key components of success? Because let's face it, you are successful on multiple levels. Okay. And, like we shared, you have your own show. You are a part of E-Woman Networks, but you're a director, right? With E-Woman Network. You
managing director in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Exactly. And you host your shows and you have backing by one of the foremost thought leaders, if you will, in the world, none other than Mr. Les Brown.
Yes, so, Dr. Les Brown I just have to say for him, he is amazing and always pulling out the greatness in people and being one of the top world leaders in the motivational speaking world. For him to be approachable and touchable at that level, it speaks volumes of who he is. Exactly.
I love that. And someone put Extreme Balance Makeover, or maybe I'll put that. Make sure you get that book. So anyway, we're going to keep sharing that. So Angie said some families don't spend enough time together with multiple children involved with their friends or activities, but sometimes there's no family time, especially at mealtime.
Yes.
How do you overcome that?
Well, the way that we do it is because my family, they like to text. So I'll text and say family dinner is at this time and make sure people know that if their schedules will allow for everybody to come together, then let's make that happen. And that works best for us. So we just set kind of a time that we know we're going to be at the table. And some people may have already eaten earlier because we all have different diets and different schedules. So they still will come to the table and just talk, but they may not even eat or stand and lean over the counter, but they just in the kitchen area. So we just do creative stuff.
Right. Awesome. So do creative stuff. Let's write that down. Do some creative stuff when you have your dinner, even if you're standing around the table because you want to stand up, you don't want to sit down or what have you, but do it together. And I want to say hi to our amazing Lieutenant Colonel over in Germany, Michelle M. Law Gordon is in the house. It's great to see you. She also is a pastor, out of Florence, South Carolina, but she is actually in Germany right now. We're so happy to have you here. And of course, Dr. Jemai just said, Kim has BLC, brilliance, love, and luminosity. And
that's why I put my glasses on. I was like, what words are these? Luminosity. That's why I put glasses on.
Yes. And Angie said, we always at dinner together, even when I was in high school. We also played cards or board games. Also, every Friday night or bowling, we still get together to play cards now when she travels home. And that's great. And so, of course, Kim, they gave you some 10s because you are definitely a wonderful 10 for us. And
I beat my mom in trouble, by the way, just so y'all know the game that you pop. I'm like, yes, I beat her.
I love it. So one of our audience members said, Angie said, I want to share the smart, specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, time-bound. And that's what you've given us. You've given us some smart goals of how we can keep giving to ourselves, to our health, to our well-being, to our families, to our friends, and to our business. Wow. Y'all didn't know y'all was going to get all that tonight, did you? So Angie says, when I write down my goals on my planner,
That's right.
I'm more focused and consciously aware of it. So let me ask you this. You have four children. You have Gabe, which Gabe is with us tonight, okay? And my mama's button somewhere, but if you look on her blouse, that's Gabe. That's her amazing son, Gabe. And he has a foundation that you created called Gabe's Heart. And I want to talk to you a bit about that. How did you, in the middle of what you had come through, losing Gabe to sudden cardiac arrest, how did you find the courage, the wherewithal, the strength to do that while raising three other children and also raising people in the church, raising people in your business, raising people in your friendships? And I'd like you to have the floor and talk to us about that.
Okay. Well, okay. So what I'll say is that I never thought in our family I have five children total actually. So my five kids Gabe was the bill of health in our family. Yep. So he was the person that everybody knew was the healthiest and would get past every exam, every physical, had no problems at all. Loved football, was the anti-bullying mediator, had adult-sized organs because he was 12 years old, but he was a giant. So he was 5'10", wearing a 13 grown man's shoe, right? And so we had no knowledge that anything was going on with him. And ultimately, when we found out was the day that everything happened. That's the day that we found out that he had sudden cardiac arrest playing a game of basketball with Frank and our children. They were all just out playing their first game of basketball on a new hoop that we had installed. Anyway, yeah. So I'm trying to talk about this. I'm trying to think of how to. Let's see.
What you say? Can we?
No, because what happened is when we went to the hospital, first, the time that it takes for paramedics to arrive on a scene is beyond their control. It's just traffic or whatever. So it takes about 12 to 15 minutes for them to arrive in our situation, and by that time, it's too late in some instances. So I think with Gabe's heart being able to continue to beat through Gabe's Heart Foundation is a blessing to the world, because we're raising funds for defibrillators to be placed in public spaces so that other people can have an extended amount of time on this earth by having portable defibrillators right on hand. So I believe that Gabe's heart is beating on this earth, and his legacy of love is continuing to happen through Gabe's Heart Foundation. And I know you asked me another question, but let me think. The thing is, I have four children that are still here on this earth, and I made a conscious choice to stay here with them because I offered to have my heart be given on the day that Gabe passed away. I asked the doctor to please, if people can be heart donors and they can donate their organs to other people, then please take my heart and give it to my son. And that's all I wanted. And that's what I asked. And they thought I was crazy. So I was like, but then I'm kind of glad they didn't take it, because my children here, my four remaining children, need me to be their cheerleader, their advocate, support their goals and their dreams. So I'm grateful to God in both instances. I was told I was told Gabe should never have even come out of my womb and lived, but he lived for 12 years. And I was also told by doctors in emergency surgery, ovarian surgery, that I couldn't have any children. So to have 5 children come out of my body is a tremendous gift from God, and I don't take it for granted at all. And I'm honored to be their mom. So, I don't know if that answers your question.
Wow. You know, being a part of Gates Heart Foundation, being on the board, I'm honored to be on the board. And many of you may not know this, but I don't think there's nothing that a mother would not do for her child. And those of you that have children, if you agree, put a 5 in the comment. Put a 5 in the comment. And you know, this is the thing. Moms and dads, and you know, just people that are taking care of people, they keep on giving. And if you'd like to give to GatesHeartFoundation.org. We need all the help we can get, because we are working to get defibrillators to help save lives and preserve lives. And you can be a part of that, and you can contact him directly. And later on in the show, I'm going to share with you how you can contact him directly, because we want you to be a part of that change with no excuses. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Hey folks, I just wanted to come to you briefly today because I've got so many folks asking me, Lotus, how are you so successful? Success is relevant to whatever you think success is. To some people, success may be having a big house, fine cars, or just having a great job. Some people, in their mind, success is just having a great family and friends. For me, success is being able to make a difference, not only in my life, but in the lives of the people that I come across. I help do this is I encourage people not to make excuses for not being successful. Don't let fear, complacency, procrastination, someone telling you that you can't do it, and the most important thing, number 5, you telling yourself that you can't do it. See, you got to rise above giving yourself excuses. You've got to give yourself every reason to win. After all, you are a winner. So today I share with you, don't make excuses. Make moves. See you.
And we are back on the Lotus Riché Ignite Show with my dear friend, the amazing, incredible Kim Jacobs from the Kim Jacobs Show. And we just talked about Gabe's Heart Foundation. And Gabe, he had a huge heart, as Angie said, and Kim keeps his legacy alive through the Gabe's Heart Foundation. And we welcome you to help us keep people alive by contributing to the Gabe's Heart Foundation. If you feel so led, please do contribute to GatesHeartFoundation.org. And so it's without question that you have Gabe's Heart Foundation going. You have, Kim, you have the heart that keeps on giving. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And I wanted to say hi. I see you. We've got some folks streaming in from the Philippines. I see you over there as well. We have several people from international all around the world. We absolutely love you. We appreciate you. Please share this broadcast. So Kim, you have Gabe's Heart Foundation. You're raising your other children. But what is so mind-boggling, Kim, is that you have other children that also have medical conditions.
Yeah. So
all of
them. We have 3. So my oldest son, Frank Jr., he does not have this that I'm getting ready to share. But my other 3 children, Ivan, Jeremiah, and Jayla, they actually do live with this disease that's called cystic fibrosis. And that is a lung disease that only maybe about 17 or so thousand African American people even have this. But it's a lung disease that builds up mucus in the lining of your lung area, and it ultimately can prevent you from breathing properly and possibly having to have like lung transplants. But we rebuke all of that, okay? So we don't claim any of that. But the thing is, they are warriors, and they are ambassadors for Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. They do everything they can to help raise awareness for this lung disease, to help find a cure, because there technically is no cure, but I know who can ultimately cure it, you know?
So let me ask you this. Your son, Ivan, and I've had the pleasure of meeting your children. They are absolutely lovely, absolutely amazing. They're just amazing. And it's a reflection of you. It's a reflection of you. So your son, Ivan, let's talk about what Ivan's doing, because Ivan has created a goal. He's raising $4,000 to help find a cure for cystic fibrosis. Okay.
Yes.
And what made him decide to do that? In fact, I'm going to call Ivan up and be like, Ivan, I need you on the show. Okay.
He'll come on. He's passionate about helping to find a cure. By him and his siblings, I said the CF trio, the cystic fibrosis trio type of thing.
Yes.
They actually helped raise like $2.2 million with the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation to be able to help get some research going for a cure. And so he's a part of the Boomer Esiason Foundation, and that you had up. He's one of their ambassadors. And Boomer Esiason is the person that's been big with ESPN and different things. But his son, Gunnar Esiason, actually fights cystic fibrosis as well. Recently became a father. So he's doing some earth-shattering things as a CF recipient. So Ivan has been charged with the opportunity to help raise $4,000 by using that specific link to be able to help get hopefully get a cure, is what he's raising the funds for. But he's one of their student ambassadors.
That's awesome.
He's also a new author.
Awesome.
He's also a new author too of a book called Healthopedia. And Dr. Jody Bear is the visionary behind that book. And I think he's the youngest author in the book. There are 42 authors, kind of like an encyclopedia, but Ivan is one of the 42 authors. Yeah.
And let's face it. Ivan himself is another person who has a heart that keeps giving.
Yes.
Because I don't want to say sacrifice, but he took it upon himself to get himself in top shape. His physical appearance, his mental, his emotional, and he's passing that on to other people. If you have not gotten that book, I challenge you to get that book, and I will be having Ivan on the show, and I'll be bringing him to Books to Boom His Business, right? More Books to Boom Your Business, that's my show, but we definitely want to boom his business, right? So if you don't have the book, you definitely want to get the book, okay? And I want to say a special thanks to Dr. Jody Bear. She's absolutely amazing and incredible, so thank you for all you do, Dr. Jody Bear. So let's talk about your daughter. How do you raise a girl child, right? In this hustle and bustle every day, that is so incredibly awesome, like Jayla.
Yeah, that's, you know what? She is such a joy to have as a daughter. She's 15 and she does animations from scratch. So it'll be a blank canvas and she will put on a glove and draw these animals and different things and put motion behind it. It takes her sometimes like 2 to 3 weeks to even a month, but she's brilliant at it, almost like at a Disney, in my opinion, like a Disney level of drawing. She's very compliant, if that makes sense. It's hard to get some compliancy from children sometimes, but she's just a wonderful. She works at Chick-fil-A and been doing that since she was 14. She volunteered to go to work, and she's just a sweet spirit. and she wants nobody to be left behind when it comes to loving God and stuff. So I'm honored to be able to have her as my daughter.
Exactly.
I'm honored to be their mom,
Exactly.
period. All of them.
Exactly. And you know, Kim, I've got to say, you have such a talented, loving, and caring family, and you all are the epitome of what civility looks like. And so I want to thank you for raising such dynamic children who are caring and loving, and they just do so much. And so I want to invite you all to connect with Kim. Um, and Kim, I want you to come back on the show, because when we talk about giving so much from our heart spaces, sometimes we forget, as show hosts, as entrepreneurs, as parents, or what have you. We forget to take care of ourselves, and a lot of times we just put the little ones. We put the little ones ahead of our own selves, and so we can't forget about the other little one in the tribe. So let's talk about your other son.
Okay, so let me tell you, the picture that you had up, the oldest one up there with the glasses is Frankie. He just graduated from UNC Chapel Hill with a computer science degree. That's what he's doing. And so he does a lot of digital marketing, SEO, and all of that stuff that people look for. And then I have Ivan. He's a junior at UNC Charlotte, and he's the one that became National Association of Sports Medicine certified. So that's Ivan over there with the blue and white polo. He's the one that lost 100 pounds, and he does a lot of he does a lot of things. And then I have Jeremiah right there,
and he got a six-pack too.
Yeah, he does have a six-pack. Jeremiah is my person that he's an avid fisher. He will just go out on Lake Norman on a boat that's blown up and goes out and fishes. He helps build websites. He's an entrepreneur. He works a job. This young man is an actor. He's so many hats that he wears, and I'm so honored and proud of him. He just recently graduated from high school. And then Jayla, we talked about her. Gabe, I infuse Gabe in every aspect of our lives. When I sign cards, if you have a loved one that you know is transitioned, I still put from Gabe, from heaven. I include him right in the same order that he was born in, and infuse him into our lives. So, and we have, that's it. That's awesome. My family.
That's awesome. So go to Kim's page also and say hello, send her a friend request, and don't forget to check her out on YouTube.
Yes.
So Kim.
And my niece, I need to say my niece too, Sade. My niece, I helped raise her, and I love her and her family. So I just got to put Sade in there. She's a hardworking woman and mom and a wife. So anyway, that's it. I got a big family.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I told you, Kim keeps giving back. She's got the heart of love, the heart that keeps on giving. And so I know many of you may say, why are you talking about a heart that keeps on giving? Because we wanted to do a couple of things for you. We wanted to acknowledge you, folks from all around the world that are joining. We know many of you have the heart of generosity and the heart of gratitude. And we want to share with you that we see you, we thank you, we love you, we appreciate you. And while you are sharing your heart that keeps on giving, you've got to take care of yourself. You got to make time for yourself. For those of you that have families, and they may not be a traditional family, it might be a group of friends, but you've become families, okay? I share with you, like Kim said, have family time, get around the table, because Kim, you gave out some great nuggets here this evening. Have family date night, because that's really, really important, to sit and talk to each other, okay? And get Kim's book, The Extreme Balance Makeover. You'll be happy that you got this book, okay? Because it's going to help you assess where you are and how you're distributing your time. It's going to help you make yourself over to the real you that you want to become and that you need to become. So, Kim, I love that you said, look at the big picture. Really step back, look at the big picture, ask yourself, what do you need to do on a day-to-day basis? And Kim, I love that you said, no, I don't prepare the next day. I prepare the night before. I talk to myself the night before. I'm intentionally each day. Dr. Yamai just says intentionally each day. So I absolutely love that you said that. And then get connected with people who are positive, who can help upshore you, and who can support you, and who you can support, because it's not always about taking. You got to give. That's why we got the balance doctor here tonight. So Kim, I heard through the grapevine a little something. I heard through the grapevine a little something. What's next for you, Kim? I'm going to see if you're going to put it out there, but if you don't, then, I might say it.
You know what's next for me? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I keep my ear to the ground. So I heard that you have a new book coming up.
I do.
Yes. And not only do you have a new book coming up, it's an anthology with about 9 tremendous authors, and you are the forwarding author.
Okay, so yes, Dr. Sandra Rump Jackson is writing a book. The Cancer Experience is what she's writing, and she asked me to do the forward. The stories in that book are riveting. I really did not know what to expect, but when I read that book, that manuscript, it's really a heart-wrenching, heartwarming journey through these individuals' lives. Now, I don't have cancer, but I'm able to share some of the story of my sister that had that, and I don't believe she lost her battle with cancer. I don't believe in that philosophy. I believe that she just had still a win in a different way. And so because of my philosophy on that, I speak from that perspective. So I was honored to be able to provide the forward for that book as well. Yeah, but I am also writing a book right now that's already been written about 2 years ago. And it's my philosophy on what God has put in my spirit about balancing life in his way versus just some of the things that I was talking about naturally in the Extreme Balance Makeover book. So that book will be released this year. Yeah. While you're unmuting yourself, I'll say some other stuff too. So make sure you put a pie,
Thanks, Kim.
a pie chart, and look at the fact that we only have 24 hours in a day. So make sure you compartmentalize what pieces of where you're going to devote your time to, based on putting it in a pie chart format that equals only 100%. You can't give more than 100%. You can't give more than 24 hours. You can't. So.
I love it. And Miss K says there is more happiness in giving, and it reflects with Miss Kim. Thank you for sharing and giving. Thank you for sharing and giving. And I concur with that. And so, Kim, we had someone ask, how can they contribute to Gabe's Heart Foundation? I think I talked about it a little bit earlier, but can you reiterate?
Yes, you can visit Gabe's Heart Foundation. You can also Cash App to Gabe's Heart, and that's on Cash App. And then PayPal is I'm just typing it here, paypal.me/Gabe's Heart Foundation. So those are some of the different ways. And then Gabe's Heart is also Gabe's Heart Foundation on Givelify. So there are different ways that you can give, and no amount is too small. We did a campaign for I think we did something recently with $9.50, $95, whatever, 9,500. We did it in numbers of 95 because that was his jersey number that was retired, and it looked like an NFL jersey, right? But it was number 95 for the Dolphins, which was a little league team, but his jersey was an adult size. Coach Osai Kenny, I won't forget you.
Right. Yes, exactly. So make sure you hit him up on PayPal. You can give to Gabe's Heart, Cash App. Right. Cash App to Gabe's Heart. You can go to PayPal. Make sure you give that way. And you can go to Gabe's Heart Foundation. And if you don't have the capability to do it either one of those ways, just DM me or DM Kim and we'll help you out. And so, Kim, also, we want to make sure you can also help us with the cystic fibrosis. Help Ivan help others. Help Ivan help others. And go to the Give to the Boomer Assistant, I hope I'm saying that right, Foundation.
Boomer
And
yeah.
let them know that Ivan sent you. Yeah, let them know that Ivan sent you. And you saw it right here on the Ignite Show. So, Kim, as we wrap the show up, I can't wrap it up without saying that I've talked to you on multiple occasions, and you know, and I know, and people all around the world know that we help people and we teach people about how to create their own shows. Because let's face it, a lot of times people have a word, they have a book, they have a story that they need to get out, and they want to create their own shows, but they don't know how. And so Kim and I both, we teach people how to do this. Okay. But Kim says, you want to start your own virtual show, podcast, live streaming show from scratch? Well, Kim Jacobs offers a small group training. 2 seats left. You learn from the comfort of your own home. And we have someone right here on the broadcast tonight that's actually going to be going through the Kim Jacobs program coming up. So, Kim, we see your email. This is how they can contact you. Tell us a bit about the virtual show podcasting setup that you have. And we know that you are backed. And I saw Les Brown give an amazing testimonial about how effective you are with helping people achieve their dream and their goals of having their own show. And you take them all the way to graduation day and beyond. So talk to us a bit about that.
Well, the way that works, Dr. Lotus, is we go on a 6-week journey together. And it's a small group of individuals that I help literally virtually live help create their show from scratch. So it's not that they have to come with all of this knowledge and information, but they're coming as a blank canvas pretty much. Or even some people that are in there already have a show and they're just looking to elevate some things. But what that group dynamic does is it gives people a chance to give feedback to each other. They're like, oh no, sweetie, don't say that. That doesn't sound right. I mean, people are really into this small group setting, and they learn everything from, if you're like a business owner or you're an entrepreneur, you're a person that's like a motivational speaker or an author, all of these different anthologies, or you may just be a person that's like an everyday person that's like, look, God put this in my spirit and I really want to get this message out. This is a one-stop shop for you to be able to have people come and learn and glean from you by having your own show. You should have your own show, okay? And we go on the journey. You learn as much as I can pour into you from A to Z, and then you ultimately get to launch the show and provide it in the community to people to come and learn more from you. So I have 2 seats left, and I am starting the next training very soon. I don't want to timestamp your show, so that's why I'm leaving it vague like that. But when you seeing this right now, you need to be go ahead and go like my grandma said, I took and told you, you better go ahead and grab your seat, right? Because we have 2 seats left, and I love to work with you. Love to work with you. So while Dr. Lotus is unmuting herself, I would love the opportunity to work with you, and it's a reasonable cost because you kind of moved it down to not having to pay the one-on-one fee. Plus you get technical training too.
Exactly. And I absolutely love it. And thank you. And see, this is what Kim does. She, we just have such synergy between us, and this is what she's going to do for you. So go ahead and sign up today. She's only got 2 seats left. Make sure you tell her that you saw her here on the Lotus Riché Ignite show. Because, she might, them last 2 seats might go when she might be. So Carlene, we see you. Happy to have you here. Let us know where you're streaming in from. So with no further ado, Carlene said it's worth every penny.
Yay, she's one of the graduates.
That's right. It's worth every. All right, fantastic. So with no further ado, I want to say, call Kim. Give her a call at 704-944-3534 quickly to reserve your seat. Go ahead and call Kim right now, 704-944-3534. Quickly to reserve your seat. Quickly to reserve your seat. Quickly. And we say hello out there to Texas. So happy to have you in the house. And make sure you share this broadcast with your friends in Texas. So as we get ready to wrap for the night, we're keeping it right and tight here on the Lotus Riché Ignite Show. We want to thank you, Kim, for coming in today and sharing your love and sharing your wisdom and sharing your worth, because guess what? You have value. And if you don't value your value, then guess what? Nobody's going to value your value. So Kim, please share with us your final words of wisdom for the show.
Well, my final words of wisdom is that God believes in you and he trusts you with the gifts and the talents that he's given you. So you have to use them to be able to salt this earth. Do not go to your grave with the gifts and the talents that God put inside of you. He trusts you for a reason. And I'm so honored to be here with Dr. Lotus Riché, who is using every gift and talent that I believe God put on the inside of her. You all support the Dr. Lotus Riché Ignite Show, Books That Boom, 15 Minutes to Success, the things from being incarcerated to becoming who God created you to be. Everything this woman is doing, make sure you all support it, because she is always trying to harness the greatness in you. So thank you for having me, Dr. Lotus Riché, tonight.
She's so awesome. And thank you so much, Kim. I got to come out of the let me get Kim back up here. There we go. So thank you so much, Kim. I tell you, tech has been trying. I'm on the road, folks, so we have some technical difficulties, but please connect with Kim in every day and in every way. And just know that we are looking forward to seeing you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, where we're going to help you to ignite and take flight in every area of your life as you balance, because we're going to hit some replays with the balance doctor herself, none other than Kim Jacobs. So thank you for having a warm heart and having a heart that keeps on giving. Until we see you. She get it from her mama. Her mama is one of my favorite people. I can't end the show without saying that. So until we meet again, this is what we say to you, our friends. We love you. Be blessed. Don't stress. Always do your best. And don't you take no mess as you ignite and take flight in every area of your life. We absolutely love you
for watching the broadcast. Please like, share, follow, and subscribe. And if you want to be a guest on the show, please connect with us at lotusricheigniteyou.com.